Welcome to the Woodridge Audio Project. I'm David, or Dave if you prefer, from audioprojectcentral.com, and I'm hosting the Woodridge Audio Project. This episode of the Woodridge Audio Project is part of the uplifting, informative, and, I'm sure you will agree, inspirational series of character profiles of different people at the school. Please share the episodes with your friends and your family via your social media or in whatever ways you can think of, even if that means emailing a link to someone. You can find out more about Woodridge or contact a member of the team by visiting www.woodridge.co.za. The guest for this episode is Mrs. Ilse Boiters, or Aunty Ilse, and she begins the interview by talking about what it's like to be the head of the pre-primary.
I absolutely love it. I compare it to when people ask if they want to have children. I said, you must absolutely want it with every single fiber in your being. And being a pre-primary teacher is exactly the same. You need to want it with every single fiber in your being. I absolutely love it. Not one day is the same, and that's what makes it special.
And what took you to this chapter in your life? What helped you nurture that passion, that every fiber in your being aspect?
As a young little one, I had quite a bad posture. So my mom sent me at the age of 4, she sent me to ballet classes, just to get the shoulders back. And I just fell in love with it. I did ballet for 14 years. The teaching through the ballet, something sparked. And then having a leadership quality, I was pulled into that by my instructor and said, right, now you're taking this class today. And that's where it all started, actually.
And the leadership quality, where does that come from?
It's such a bizarre concept for me because I am a shy, introverted person, but I believe my leadership quality came from my self-discipline that I learned at a very, very young age. I did it for 14 years. So that self-discipline of do this, have plan B, have plan A, have plan C, have it organized. I believe that that's definitely where it came from.
And was there a strong parental influence in your own life to nurture that kind of way of being?
My dad was very much into the leadership role. He was one of the senior managers at Volkswagen. And that's where I got the leadership role from, the strong, go in, get it done. And then my mom was a house mom. She was a housewife. So that's where I got the nurturing and the loving. When I was small, I wanted 6 children and she laughed at me. And now I laugh with her because I only have one. I have one at home. And I have about 70 in the morning. So it works for me.
So is there anything about yourself that you would be happy to tell me that no one else knows about you?
I do have a passion for the performing arts. Obviously, the ballet already came up. For me, music is life. I play the piano. I was in a classical band as a youngster. I did my ballet 6 days a week, 5 hours every single day. Completed all my examinations. I took part in dance festivals, won championships, and had an absolute blast doing it. Absolutely loved my sport. And ballet was my only sport. I didn't do any other school sport, interesting enough.
Are you involved in putting the menu of options together for the children? And part of the same question is, does your diverse experience in doing so many things as a child, do you think that played a large part in what you now offer?
You know what? Absolutely. I'm very in tune. I'm an empath, so I'm very in tune with people's emotions and their needs and wants. So I believe that there needs to be across the board a wide variety of options for children, whether it be sport, whether it be cultural, whether it be academic. Not all children learn the same way. So I think that when we look at our the extracurricular activities for the pre-primary, the little ones are busy. They're naturally busy. And we try and work in all of our curricular activities throughout the day. We've got Sandula Kids, where Mark Marshall brings his cockroaches and his snakes, bring in the love for nature. We've got our kinematic. We have our monkeynastics for our little ones that love to move. We have our ballet for our girls. We have tennis. There's so many things, and I think that's important because children need to be exposed to as much as they can, but I'm also of the opinion that they can't partake in everything because your academic day is also very important, even though they are tiny. The academic day is also very, very important so there needs to be a balance. And, at that age, they kind of want to do everything. And by the time Friday comes, they're just exhausted and you don't get anything out of them. So, there needs to be a balance, but definitely there has to be variety and diversity.
Thinking back to your time now at Woodridge, how long has it been, first of all, and what highlights stand out for you?
As I started in 2017, so did the fires that came through. But it also brought amazing opportunities. And the highlight for myself, if I think of it, is being able to take a very negative situation, but turn it into a positive. And we sat for about 6 months and we researched and we planned because we wanted a new playground. And in that, we wanted a playground that would fit our outdoor-based pre-primary. And we were able to produce what I would call an oasis for children. Any children that come to our pre-primary would just want to stay outside the whole day. So a highlight for me would be the playground. And then, of course, being exposed to all of the outdoors and nature, and in a way that I don't think any other school can. And thinking of maybe a little bit of the older children, just watching them build grit and having to push through some physical, some social, some emotional events that are quite challenging. I think especially with the little bit older children, I would say, just showing what true sportsmanship is all about. So, there's been so many highlights. It's been a whirlwind, but it's been absolutely amazing. Very, very positive.
Considering that roller coaster in the background, what advice would you give colleagues?
I think especially with 2020 being the year that it was, my main goal at my pre-primary with my colleagues is be kind to yourself. Teaching is hard, especially during this time, and balance is everything. Yes, teaching is a passion. It takes up 90% of your time, but there has to be a balance. And I think COVID really pulled us back from that, realizing that you can't just give the whole time. You need to fill your cup.
Any other tips or tricks that you picked up during COVID on a more practical level for teachers?
You know what? I think we weren't really given an opportunity to kind of plan. It was just, guess what? We're going to do online teaching, and we were thrown into it. So we took part in a fantastic webinar where they gave us a lot of practical kind of hints and apps that we could use. So as a group, we went through all of the different apps and we found an amazing application called Padlet, which was vibrant. It was colorful. You can customize it. You put your videos on there. We were very, very in tune with our children. We pre-primary. You can't just say, okay, so today you read out of your reader, page 79. And, so when we did our art activities, it was us standing there and we were making these videos of art and our educational games. And this is how it's going to work. And there's the PDF format for mommy that she can print. And we made resource packs for parents to come and collect. So on a practical level, it was extremely difficult, but I can tell you if it wasn't for Padlet, we would not have produced the high quality of online education that we did.
When most people speak of 2020, they drop their heads into their hands and bang their head against the desk. You seem excited by the year. Well done on rising to those challenges. Do you have any final thoughts to conclude the interview?
As the HOD of the pre-primary, when I speak to my colleagues, it's always first simplify. Whatever issue you have, whatever problem you have, you first simplify it. Then you focus on the solution. Don't focus on the problem because it's just going to snowball and it's just going to get bigger. You focus on your solution. You learn from it, but then you let it go and you move on. I think that's the best advice that I could give, or that we are busy working with my colleagues, is don't look back. You're not going that way. Be positive. Move on, let it go. Don't internalize, just let it go and just keep walking. Have a plan A, have a plan B, and sometimes you need a plan C as well.
And that brings us to the end of the interview. Thanks for listening, and please do remember to share the episodes and relevant social media posts with your friends and family, and like the episodes at whichever social media platform you found them on. If you have any follow-up questions, head over to www.woodridge.co.za, where you will find the contact details for the school, and you can contact me at www.audioprojectcentral.com. Welcome to the Woodridge Audio Project. I'm David, or Dave if you prefer, from audioprojectcentral.com, and I'm hosting